Will your commission look at the role of firearms as it relates to gun violence in our schools?
That is not part of the commission's charge, per se.
Betsy, Betsy, Betsy. Just when I thought you couldn't get any worse after the whole bears are the real threat to our kids and that's why we need guns thing.
I would imagine that there's probably a gun in the school to protect from potential grizzlies.
You go and outdo yourself. You see, just this week, DeVos said that guns will not be a primary topic in discussions for the new federal commission on violence in schools. A decision that baffled most sane people, like Senator Patrick Leahy, a Democrat from Vermont, who posed the seemingly obvious hypocrisy of someone studying gun violence but not considering the role of guns. But with Betsy, like most in the Trump administration, when you peel back a layer or two, you start to uncover, what's that smell again? Oh yeah, rife incompetency in conflicts of interest. And nothing says conflict of interest like Betsy DeVos. The same woman hell-bent on chasing up our student loan debt. Why, you may ask? Well, because of course, a company that once had financial ties to Education Secretary Betsy DeVos was one of 2 firms selected by the Education Department to help the agency collect overdue student loans. The deal could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but that's not fishy at all, right?
Don't touch it! This isn't the carnival, Patrick. Those are hooks. Mr. Krabs says they're really dangerous.
And then, after recently doing everything she can to avoid discussing guns in her attempts to combat violence in schools, because 25 school shootings this year alone isn't a red flag, right? A report by our very own TYT Investigates identified that in her recent commission discussing measures to improve school safety, DeVos failed to mention that she invested $1 million in a company called Exelitis that makes accessories for firearms. Now I know, hold your horses, I know the Second Amendment trolls have already flooded the feed screaming, they don't just make gun scopes, they make other cool things like X-rays and stuff. And how is she supposed to know where all her money is going? To which I would respond by simply referring to the previous example and DeVos's lengthy track record of investments directly related to the fields she is supposed to be making unbiased decisions about, free from financial incentives. So no, pardon me if I don't buy the she just wants to invest in the highest quality dental optics and microscopes argument. The point is that someone who is supposed to be identifying and highlighting areas of concern relating to violence in schools should, 1, not be avoiding it and putting her focus on the non-existent bear problem as if she's bloody Leonardo DiCaprio, and 2, she should be disclosing such investments as it's still a conflict of interest, even if they sell 2 scopes a year. Jesus, are people that desperate to avoid gun control that they'll willfully lower themselves to DeVos's level? Because a word of warning, that's a slippery slope. Before you know it, you'll be throwing out your microwave because Kellyanne Conway told you so.
President Obama.
The reality is gun control and gun violence should of course be atop the list in regards to issues involving violence within our schools. Man, we got kindergartners in Massachusetts learning a song to the tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star that details what to do during a school shooting to ensure safety, instead of, actually enacting measures to help prevent the risk of such an atrocity happening again. But this shouldn't surprise us one bit, considering the folks we have leading the way. Betsy would rather take measures to remove Goldilocks from schools because she was really putting herself in danger when she dined with those 3 little bears, instead of talking about the #1 danger to school kids. Guns. Follow me on Instagram at Francis M. Maxwell and on Twitter also at Francis M. Maxwell. As always, like and share the video. You can get the TYT app here. Continue to resist.